Before we begin, I'd like to thank our guests today, my partners at DVP, Mayor Bing for joining us, Don Snyder and Mike Moranti from the MEDC, and for the thousands of people watching this broadcast live on www.detroitventurepartners.com, courtesy of our friends at Detroit Labs and the amazing technical people at Quicken Loans. A few of us will be making remarks today, and we plan to take on questions after those remarks. So please hold your questions until the end. Today marks an important day for the citizens of Detroit and the overall Detroit 2.0 movement. Because today we announce the fourth partner to Detroit Venture Partners, Mr. Irvin Magic Johnson. We'll certainly hear from him in a few moments, but I'd like to give you a quick overview and a sense for what DVP is all about. We are an early-stage venture capital firm, so we are funding, investing in seed and early-stage technology companies, startups, that in turn will grow and to create jobs and hope here in the city of Detroit. And that's exactly what we're all about. We're on a mission to help transform Detroit to a technology hub, and we hope to make a difference through entrepreneurial fire. We have an all-digital strategy. So the types of businesses that we invest in are things like social media, mobile apps, cloud computing, internet, e-commerce. So while we're not investing in advanced manufacturing or medical devices, we're taking a very focused strategy so we can make the biggest difference in each of those portfolio companies. What we're doing is a little different than most VCs. We're taking a very hands-on approach. We like to call it full contact investing. And what we do is we try to get deep within the structure of these portfolio companies to help them, to coach them, to nurture their success by bringing talent, by bringing resources, by bringing networks and connections. So the idea is to back up each of these companies with everything that we have to help them win, to help tip the scales in their favor. We're investing up to $3 million per company that we invest in, and we plan to do 12 to 15 new investments each year in the coming years. Well, I'll tell you, our progress so far has just been great. We launched DVP on November 1st, and we had a premise in mind. We had a hypothesis. That hypothesis was that this region was vastly underserved from a venture capital standpoint. And we all know this. There's amazing talent here. There's fantastic entrepreneurs. There's amazing universities. We've got a great cost basis. We've got supportive governmental officials. So we have all the right ingredients, but we didn't see that there was enough venture capital to support them. And that hypothesis so far, I'm pleased to report, has been exactly the case. We've had the opportunity to look at over 400 deals since November 1st. 400 talented entrepreneurs pitching their opportunities for us to invest. Since that time, we've made 6 new investments, and we have 2 additional term sheets that have been signed that we anticipate closing in the next 30 to 45 days. So as mentioned, we plan to make at least 12 investments this year, and afterwards, in following years, at a clip of 12 to 15 a year. We're fully up and running at this point, and my partners and I don't believe in dabbling. We always have that strategy, go big or go home. And so what our longer-term goals are here is not to just do a couple deals and see what happens. It's to make a real difference. We anticipate that Detroit Venture Partners will be a venture firm that's well-renowned on a national and international level, a firm that can compete with those in Boston, New York, or Silicon Valley. And to give you a little bit better sense of the type of deals that we're investing in, I want to showcase one of our recent investments. It's a company with a funny name called Are You a Human? These are talented entrepreneurs, recent MBA graduates from the University of Michigan. Because they were so strong, their idea was so powerful, naturally, they had offers to invest in this company from all over the country. Now, if DVP was not here, I truly believe that they would have been long gone. We would have once again lost another group of amazingly talented, powerful entrepreneurs born here in the state, but we'd lose them to another state. Thankfully, that company stayed here with our investment, and not just in Michigan. Today, they're headquartered in downtown Detroit. Furthermore, to make the story even better, one of the two founders just bought a townhouse a couple blocks from here. So one company at a time, one step at a time, we believe that the impact we will make will be transformational. And that impact together is going to be profound. I'd like to share our belief of what will happen in the coming decade as we continue to invest. As I mentioned, we're focused on creating not just wealth, but jobs, urban density, and hope. Over the next 10 years, as our investments continue, we believe the impact will be significant. What does that translate to? That translates into the anticipated 4,500 high-paying jobs here in the city of Detroit. That translates to over a $1 billion a year impact to our city. And that also translates into filling 1.3 million square feet of office space with vibrant, high-tech, cool companies. These are exciting times, but we won't accomplish these goals alone. Detroit 2.0 is a collaborative effort. It's happening thanks to the hard work and dedication of many, many people. It's happening because of the work of Mayor Bing, our friends at the MEDC, Governor Snyder, the DEGC, City Council, and the thousands of passionate people who are committed to helping rebuild our great city. Together, we're going to do it. Together, we will create jobs and hope. Together, we will reestablish Detroit as a beacon of innovation and entrepreneurship. Together, we will launch dozens of companies, and in turn, will leave a profound impact on the city. And together, we will play our role in the bigger effort of a new Detroit, Detroit 2.0. So today, we're adding a little bit of magic to our formula. My new partner, Irvin Magic Johnson, has a long history of success, both on and off the court. He has an impeccable reputation and character. He has a shared philosophy and culture and does business the way we believe, that if you build a culture, you build an environment that empowers people to win, that in turn will drive economic success. He's a Michiganian and cares deeply about Michigan and the city of Detroit. He has a track record for urban revitalization. He brings with him a world-class team and incredible global reach. And, of course, that incredible magic touch. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and honor to introduce our new partner, Irvin Magic Johnson.
Thank you. See, Josh, you're short, so I had to move the mic up. I want to thank Josh for introducing me and thank Dan and DVP for allowing me to be in partnership with them. First, it's about the man first. When you think about Dan Gilbert, the things that he has done in this wonderful state of Michigan, the things that he has done here in Detroit, and then also what he's done across the country. He's a great husband, father. I've seen that myself. And when you think about a guy who's so passionate about this city, it was an easy decision for me to make. The way Detroit is going to come back in Michigan, it has to be a partnership between public and private sector. We got to come together, work together, and then we can make a difference. You have one of the best mayors in the country who understands business because he used to be a businessman. Then he's a winner because he won on the basketball court, so he brings that to City Hall as well. And so I'm excited that he's here. The only reason I'm a businessman is because of being still. He set the example that you can wear the little tight shorts, and from that you can also wear a suit and become a businessman. And now he's showing me another, he's being another great leader by saying that I can also go and run a city. So please, let's give it up for Mayor Dave Beam, because he's been a great he knows that he's had a great impact on my life. Here I am coming back home, born and raised in Lansing, Michigan. Went to the great Michigan State University. And come on, Spartans, I can't hear you. Yeah, okay. And I got this opportunity to try to put people back to work in the state that I grew up in. And so I'm excited about doing that. When you think about Michigan, you think about Detroit, we have so many talented people who live here, young people. But what we've seen in years, that talent is leaving this great state because they don't have opportunities that are created here for them. So we want to create opportunities for them. We want to keep the talent right here. And we're here to say, look, if you have a great idea or a great small company, we're here to invest in you. And then we want you to hire people also from the state. And so Dan has done a wonderful job without Magic Johnson. And I'm hoping that I can add just a little magic to DVP and that we can create so many opportunities and job opportunities for the people who live here. And it's exciting times right now. And a lot of times when it's tough, that's when I get going. So this is a tough time for the state, but we're going to make it come back one day at a time, one investment at a time. As you know, the vetting process will be tough, but at the same time, we'll be looking for the brightest and young talent in the state. And we're going to keep them right here. And I think with this technology-based venture that we have, I think young people will be wanting to come and join us and be a part of this great partnership that we have formed. So, Dan, I just want to say thank you because this is great for me. I couldn't sleep last night knowing that we're going to have this press conference. I met with and went around and raised money for Mayor Bing. And the first thing that he asked me was when he was elected was I going to come and invest in the city? Well, Dave, Mayor Bing, I should say, I'm investing in millions of dollars into this venture. I'm also going to do some other real estate deals with Dan and his other great companies. So the promise that I made you, I'm keeping right now. So this is exciting. So and I would like to introduce a couple of young men who came all the way out here from Los Angeles that are on my team. The president of Magic Johnson Enterprises and the guy who will be working closely with Dan's team on this project, Eric Holloman. We brought our executive vice president and a guy who's been with me probably for almost 30 years since I left Michigan State and signed with the Lakers, and I just brought him on to my team, Mr. Lon Rosen. So this is exciting for Magic Johnson Enterprises. We were able to bring Starbucks. We wasn't able to bring the theater, but we're still working on that. Mayor Bing and I will try to do something with the theater situation. But I've invested a lot of money in the state, and this is a great opportunity to invest more. But more than that is work with somebody like Dan and his incredible team. You've met Josh and you will meet others. Because when I live in Los Angeles, you want to know that you got the right partner and somebody that has the same mindset and dedication and same discipline. And Dan definitely has that. And I never met a guy that is so passionate about Detroit. And so, Dan, I'm ready to go. Put me to work. I'm still the point guard. And let's go win for the city of Detroit and for the state of Michigan. God bless everybody. Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, clap one more time because I'm supposed to introduce one of my great friends, mentors, heroes, When I was a kid, I wanted to shoot the jump shot just like him. Now as an adult, I want to be a businessman and be the class just like he is. And I'm choking up introducing him. To my friend, Mr. Dave, being the mayor of Detroit.
I know it's very, very difficult for us. You see grown men crying, but I feel the same way because this relationship is a special relationship. To Dan, to Josh, Brian, and now Irvin, thank you so very much for what you're doing. I think this is the beginning of a real love affair. You guys love Detroit. There are a lot of people in this room who probably don't know Detroit as well as we do. But for those of you who are kind of newcomers, if you will, I can guarantee you, over time, you're going to fall in love with the city also. What they're doing, and not only in terms of their love for the city, but the commitment that they're making. As Irvin said, a lot of our young people have left the city, left the state, left this area because they didn't see a future. They didn't see opportunity. And this city and area and state was so focused on manufacturing that the rest of the country was moving in a different direction. But because of the vision and the foresight of these gentlemen up here, we're going to see something very different in our city. And our young people are going to be the recipients of the investments and the confidence that they have in you. So I just want to thank them and say this, that obviously Detroit's coming back. I said when I was running for this position that government does not create jobs. Business people create jobs. These business people here are the impediment of job creation. So I think this is a great beginning. Our downtown is coming back a lot because of Dan and his team in terms of what they're doing. I just hope, Dan, you allow us to stay in KMAC. That's our home, and if you want to buy it, we can't talk about it, but we do need a place to stay. We want to continue to create the right kind of environment for leaders like this and so many young people who are probably in the audience today, but young people around the country who've got great ideas, the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. And the opportunity that they're going to provide for you is one that I wish I had when I ventured into entrepreneurship myself. But thank you so much for what you're doing, and I look forward to working with you and anything that this administration can do. We're just a short distance away. I know that there was at least one city council person that I saw, and I just want to make sure that people understand James Tate is here, and we know a little bit about team. We're on the same team, and we are working very well together. You will see us as a legislative body and the mayor's team working very close together because we have to set the tone, we have to set the pace, we have to create the environment for people like this to have the confidence in making the investments in the city of Detroit. Thank you so very much.
Another mic adjustment. So I don't know how you follow that act, or this act here with Josh and Magic and the mayor. So I'm not going to talk for very long. I'm just going to say, if you take a look around you and look at all these young people here, and yeah, we're up here maybe, getting involved in creating the opportunity, but it's going to be the young folks here that are going to create these companies, are going to make it happen, create jobs, create wealth, create an active entertainment-based, internet-based, web-based, technology-based, entrepreneurial center to the city. And, you know, you look at this building here that we're in, and you look at how beautiful it is looking out at those buildings, and we've got some office space available if any of you are interested. If you take a look and you say to yourself, you know, this isn't what I read in the papers about Detroit or what I've read about Detroit in the past. This is something different. This is something special. But it goes beyond the physical buildings. It goes to the spirit here. And the spirit here is strong, and it's getting stronger every day. And there's been people who have been here well before we got here, one of them sitting in the front row. We wouldn't be in this building because he recruited us 4 or 5 years ago. He started the pitch. And Peter Carmanos, everybody in the front row. So you heard about DVP, you heard about maybe some of the office buildings and what we're doing. You can get a flavor, those of you for the first time, maybe you've been in our office space, of what we're all about. There's some more interesting stuff coming on downtown with some cool retail stuff that we're working on, and we're going to keep the momentum going, and we can't do it alone. There's no way we can do it alone, even with 2 Hall of Fame point guards here, 2 of the top 50. By the way, you may not know this, you're on a basketball court. I was thinking we'd clear the chairs and go one-on-one. You two go one-on-one. See what happens. But we can't do it alone, and we're not doing it alone. But our whole thing is you know, the more the better. The more people that can come out of the universities, and the more people we can keep in the state of Michigan and here in downtown Detroit. The beautiful thing about this economy in this world we live in today, it doesn't take the capital and it doesn't take the time to create massive amount of opportunity and wealth in the digital age that we live in. That's the good news. And you know what? If everybody here can keep believing and keep believing in Detroit and all the great things that are happening here, you know, this is just the scratch of the surface. So thank you all for coming today on short notice. I appreciate it. Thank you, Magic. I can't tell you how excited we are to have you. And truly getting to know Magic Johnson over the last few years, you know, the brand is not a fallacy. I mean, it's something special about Magic Johnson, as you all see. And we're going to bring his magic and all his folks' magic, Eric and Lon and everybody else from his organization here, not just in DVP, which is a huge undertaking, but hopefully get involved in the real estate that we're doing here and some other things. So on that note, I think I'll end it. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mayor, Peter, City Council members, and whoever else I missed. My son and my daughter, or my son and my wife were here. Are they still here? 5-year-old was running around. I can't believe he didn't run up here. So we'll get right to the question and answer session then. Thank you all.
With that, we'd be happy to take some questions from the audience. So because due to securities laws, we're not able to disclose the size of the fund at this point. But again, we intend to make 12 to 15 investments a year, roughly in the $3 million range. So, up to $3 million each. So.
Okay, that concludes the question and answer. The Madison building? Yeah, the Madison building is full. That is all spoken for, 55,000 square feet. There's several tenants that are in it. You've heard a few announcements. Skidmore Studios. There's a new entrepreneurial startup, Doodle Homes, is going in there. Detroit Labs, DVP is in there. So that one's full. A couple of the other ones have a little bit of space left, but it's filling up very quickly. Well, no, I'd probably let Josh, since Josh is the managing partner of DVP, maybe you want to respond to how that fits in.
Well, as mentioned earlier, this entrepreneurial ecosystem won't be created with one company or one fund. It's a collaborative effort across many. The folks at TechDown are doing a fantastic job. They've got a lot of really exciting things going on. Bizdom is a really cool entity in which they're sort of pairing an educational process, a boot camp for entrepreneurship, if you will, and then helping to launch companies here in the city of Detroit. Both Dan and I are deeply involved in Bizdom and have been, so we look at them as very collaborative. They're certainly not a competitive effort in any way. Those companies are not they don't need to be digital, so they don't have quite the same criteria that we do. And we think that, again, it's going to take a lot of things to happen here. It's going to take not just internet companies, it's going to take retail stores, it's going to take bakeries, it's going to take restaurants and housing. So I think all of us working together to put as much weight as we can behind entrepreneurship in general is a win for everybody.
Are there any certain type of companies, Magic, that you would like to see brought here specifically? Any like within the industry?
Well, no, not really. I think that when you got smart young people, they're going to come up with some incredible ideas, or they may have already started their small business already and just need some financial backing. And so I'm just excited because there's so many bright people throughout all the colleges and who are not in college, who are out of college, that live here in the state of Michigan and in the city of Detroit. And we just want to give them an opportunity. And if you think about what Josh has just talked about, they're already doing this. And that's the reason why I'm investing my money, because this is not something that we just starting today. We already have 6 deals and looking for more. And so I think that's what's really truly exciting. So when you think about, he said, he's looking at 400 deals already. So you know that we have a lot of entrepreneurs out here who just looking for capital and looking for a great partner, and we're going to be great partners for them. It's not just the capital that we're going to bring to the table. Also, we're going to bring added value. We'll teach them, show them how to be more successful with their company. And I think that's really a key as well, because we don't want anybody to fail.
I'd like to just add on to that, and that's something actually I meant to say in my remarks. The difference between our venture capital operation, same thing with Magic, and why our values are so aligned and our strategy is so aligned, is that we don't just invest in companies. We bring operational expertise to the companies, and we open up our whole world, our whole family of companies. I mean, there's Quicken Loans folks working on DVP company stuff and vice versa, and we all learn from each other. It's a very collaborative effort with threads that go out throughout the entire family of companies, and it's value added. It's more than just money. Because, entrepreneurs today, it's not the easiest thing in the world to raise money, but typically if there's a real good idea, there's a handful of funds that want to invest. With us, they're going to get Josh's expertise, Magic, our family of companies' expertise, Brian's expertise, who's run a lot of companies. So that's really the key thing, the value-added piece.
And to go along with that, so now that you're state-based, city-focused, and you get money and you get the expertise, man, that's a winning combination. It really is. I've been in business 30 years. So Dave and I, can you imagine if we both had this when we first started? I mean, I've grown my business, but I've grown it in a slow and disciplined way. But I had to learn, and I've only had guys like him to look to and get their advice. But this is really unique. Normally they write the check and tell you good luck and drive ROI for me. And what we're saying is, no, we're going to write a check and give you expertise on how to run your business and how to make it more successful. Well, when you write a big check like I'm writing, a lot. I'm home a lot. People that just don't realize that. You have to remember, my parents still live in Lansing. All my brothers and sisters still live in Lansing. My sisters are all teachers in the Lansing school system. And then I take my dad to a couple of Michigan State games, and then, of course, in the NCAA tournament. So I'm at home a lot, and I love it. But I think that, again, Dan, Mayor Bing first reaching out to me about investing in the city of Detroit, and then forming a great friendship with Dan and understanding what his company was doing here in the state of Michigan and in Detroit. I wanted to really be a part of it and bringing the city back, but also bringing jobs to the city. And this is a really good time to be investing. Sometimes you think the right time is when the market is high and everything is going good. Really, it's really when it's at this point, because you're going to play a hand in building it back up. And I think that this will be a part of all our legacy, is how we can make Detroit a happening place for all the young people again. Just like we've done in Los Angeles. You see what LA Live has done for downtown Los Angeles, It's brought young people back downtown. Everybody used to work downtown, then leave at 5 o'clock, and it was a ghost town. Now with all that retail, new hotels, young people are now buying lofts downtown Los Angeles. There's dining for them. There's clubs for them. So Los Angeles downtown is coming back. And so I think we can do the same thing here.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you coming today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dave. Man,